Hi everybody, I'm your Van Dyken, MD. I'm a surgeon by trade, but you know my true passion is helping people just like you obtain optimum health by adopting a whole foods, plant-based lifestyle. Today, we get to talk about a common spice, one that you probably already have in your spice cabinet, one that you pull out during the holidays to flavor your pies, your cookies, your cakes. Can you figure out what it is? Yep, you guessed it, ginger. As you can see, I am in a field of ginger, wild in Hawaii. So let's talk about ginger, but first, a tea break. So we're on our tea break, drinking ginger tea. Russell and I, we love to watch sailing channels on YouTube, and one of our favorite sailing channels is Sailing La Vagabonde. We'll link them down in the description below. In any case, there's two main characters, Riley and Alina loves her ginger tea. And on a most recent episode, she was talking about ginger tea and how it was good for this and that, and Riley chimes in and says, oh yeah, I'm keeping a list. She said it's good for this and this and this and this, and he lists a whole bunch of ailments. Anyway, this video is to check on those. We'll see about that. So this one is dedicated to you, Alina. Ginger tea. Anyway, on to the science. Ginger, Zengiber officinale Roscoe, has been commonly consumed as a spice and an herbal medicine for a long time. According to traditional medicine, ginger root is used to attenuate and treat several common diseases, such as headaches, colitis, nausea, and vomiting. Are there any science behind these claims? Is there any science behind the claims that Alina had brought up? Well, today we're going to investigate them. It's no secret that ginger has many phenolic compounds which are responsible for its bioactivity. These phenolic compounds are mainly gingerols, shogols, and pyridols. We'll get more on the science behind this later. Scientists have recently discovered that ginger has many biological activities. Here they are: antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, anti-cancer. In addition, accumulating studies have demonstrated that ginger has the potential to prevent and manage several diseases, such as neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's, cardiovascular disease, obesity, diabetes, chemotherapy-induced nausea and vomiting, and some respiratory disorders like reactive airway and asthma. In this video, we'll go over the evidence behind each of these claims. Claim number 1, antioxidant activity. We know that overproduction of free radicals like reactive oxygen species, or ROS, play an important role in the development of many chronic diseases as well as aging. There's many natural products that have antioxidant potential, such as vegetables, fruits, edible flowers, whole cereal grains, and some medicinal plants and herbs. Several studies have found that ginger also has a very high antioxidant activity. The antioxidant activity of ginger was evaluated, and the results revealed that dry ginger exhibited the strongest antioxidant activity compared to fresh, stir-fried, or carbonized ginger. Good thing the dry ginger is what they use for ginger tea. There's a bioactive compound in ginger called 6-Shogo. That's the compound that appears to be most responsible for the antioxidant activity. Let's briefly discuss the science of ginger's antioxidant effects. As demonstrated by this diagram, 6-Shogo leads to the translocation of NRF2 into the nucleus. We know that NRF2 is an anti-inflammatory, antioxidant pathway that's present in all of our cells. So, by activating NRF2, we get higher antioxidant activity and decreased formation of reactive oxygen species, or free radicals. Number 2, anti-inflammatory activity. There are several studies showing that ginger and its active constituents possess anti-inflammatory activity, which could protect against inflammation-related diseases. The anti-inflammatory effects were most significant in inflammatory bowel diseases like Crohn's disease. The anti-inflammatory mechanisms of ginger are probably associated with the activation of the anti-inflammatory cytokines. Currently, there are scientists actively researching ginger nanoparticles as a potential therapy for inflammatory bowel disease. Number 3, antimicrobial activity. Ginger has been reported to show antibacterial, antifungal, and antiviral activities. It does this by inhibiting biofilm formation and affecting membrane integrity. As we all know, The spread of bacteria, fungus, and viruses, all these diseases have been a major public threat because of antimicrobial resistance, or the organism being resistant to the antibiotic therapies that we have. We're running out of effective antibiotic therapies for many of these. One of the many ways that bacteria become resistant is by forming something called a biofilm, which in a way isolates and protects the bacteria. One study found that ginger inhibited growth of a multi-drug-resistant strain of bacteria called Pseudomonas aeruginosa by affecting membrane integrity and inhibiting biofilm formation. Multiple other studies demonstrated that ginger extract inhibits biofilm formation in Staphylococcus, Streptococcus, and Pseudomonas, which are all different types of dangerous, pathogenic, or harmful bacteria. Ginger has other antimicrobial effects. Ginger essential oil has lipophilic properties, which means it makes the cell wall as well as the membrane of the bacteria more permeable. This causes a breakdown of membrane integrity, in fungus specifically. Because of this, one study demonstrated ginger essential oil suppresses the growth of two dangerous species of fungus, Aspergillus flavus and aflatoxin. Ginger has also shown some antiviral activity. It was shown to be effective in blocking viral attachment and internalization. One clinical trial showed that ginger extract decreased hepatitis C virus loads, as well as levels of alpha-fetoprotein and markers of liver function like AST and ALT in hepatitis C patients. Number 3, cytotoxicity or toxic to cancer cells. Cancer is a leading cause of death worldwide. There were about 9.6 million cases of death from cancer in 2018. There are some fruits and medicinal plants that possess anti-cancer activity. Researchers have found that ginger happens to be one of those plants. Recently, ginger has been investigated for its anti-cancer properties against different cancer types, such as breast, cervical, colorectal, and prostate cancer. Let's dive into the science briefly to discuss the mechanisms of how ginger is involved in the anti-cancer effects. Ginger appears to inhibit the proliferation of cancer cells as well as cause apoptosis of cancer cells or programmed cell death. 6-gingerol, one of the most potent anti-cancer molecules found in ginger, appears to inhibit mTOR pathways and other pathways which end up inducing apoptosis. So how does that translate to real life? One pilot randomized control trial showed that ginger extract supplementation decreased proliferation and increased apoptosis in the colonic mucosa of patients who are at a high risk of colorectal cancer. Ginger was also shown to inhibit growth of human prostate cancer cells, breast cancer cells, as well as cervical, liver, and pancreatic cancer cells. Interestingly though, natural ginger extract had a higher inhibitory effect on the growth of tumors compared to an artificial mixture of the same chemicals. What does that tell us? Well, we should be getting our ginger from real food. Number 4, neuroprotection. As we get older, our risk of getting a neurodegenerative disease like Alzheimer's or Parkinson's disease goes up. Recently, there's studies that revealed that ginger positively affects memory function and demonstrates anti-neuroinflammatory activity. This could contribute to the management and prevention of neurodegenerative diseases. The compound that's responsible for this strong anti-inflammatory capacity of fresh ginger is 10-gingerol. The science behind that? Well, 10-gingerol blocks the expression of pro-inflammatory genes by inhibiting NF-kappa B formation. This leads to lower levels of inflammatory markers like IL-1, IL-6, TNF-alpha. It also downregulates the level of neurogenic growth factor, or NGF. Number 5, cardiovascular protection. Cardiovascular disease, or heart disease, has been considered to be a leading cause of premature death worldwide. There's multiple risk factors for cardiovascular disease, but the big two are hyperlipidemia, or high cholesterol levels, and hypertension, or high blood pressure. Believe it or not, ginger has been shown to have action against both of these. Ginger extract has been shown to raise HDL levels in rats, so it raises the good cholesterol levels. At the same time, it was also shown to decrease total cholesterol and LDL cholesterol levels, or the bad cholesterol. In regards to blood pressure, ginger was found to increase the levels of nitric oxide, which we all know is a vasodilator molecule. It was also found to decrease the activities of compounds that cause vasoconstriction or hypertension, like angiotensin 1 converting enzyme and arginase. Number 6, anti-obesity activity. Yes, you heard me right. There are several studies that have reported that ginger is effective in the management and prevention of obesity. Ginger contains a compound called gingeronone A. This compound inhibits adipogenesis or generation of fat cells. On top of that, there's other compounds in ginger that demonstrate the enhancement of fatty acid catabolism or breakdown of fatty acids. There was a randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled study where obese women receiving 2 grams of ginger powder daily were found to have a decreased body mass index, or BMI. Number 7, anti-diabetic activity. Diabetes mellitus, a common metabolic disorder, results in an abnormal increase in blood glucose. High levels of blood glucose can accelerate something called protein glycation and the formation of AGEs, or advanced glycation end product. Ginger has been found to have anti-diabetic activity, namely by increasing insulin sensitivity and reducing blood glucose levels. Number 8, anti-nausea and anti-vomiting activity. For centuries, ginger has traditionally been used to treat GI symptoms like nausea and vomiting. Recent scientific research has verified this. There's many studies that have shown that ginger can diminish pregnancy-induced nausea and vomiting, as well as motion sickness symptoms. But what about in post-operative patients? One clinical trial showed that inhaling ginger essence could decrease nausea intensity and decrease vomiting episodes in post-operative patients. Yet another study showed that dried ginger powder treatment reduced episodes of intraoperative nausea in C-section patients. Another study again showed that ginger decreased nausea and vomiting as a side effect of chemotherapy. Scientists think it does this by suppressing the 5-HT receptor. Number 9. Reduces symptoms of respiratory disorders. Ginger appears to be a good therapy for respiratory disorders like asthma or reactive airway. It appears to do this by causing relaxation in airway smooth muscles and decreasing airway resistance and inflammation. Studies have shown that ginger has a bronchodilating effect, meaning it can dilate the airways during an asthma attack. Along those same lines, another study demonstrated that nebulized ginger appeared to decrease airway inflammation and reactivity. Number 10, last but not least, improve semen parameters. Gentlemen, take note. Ginger appears to have positive effects on sperm parameters such as sperm motility, viability, count, morphology, DNA integrity, and membrane integrity. One study demonstrated that 250 milligrams twice daily for 3 months was enough to make significant changes in infertile men. 250 milligrams is not a lot. That tea I was just drinking, over 2,200 milligrams. These are the benefits of ginger that I found. There's likely many more. So clearly, drinking ginger tea can't hurt. So drink up, Elena, enjoy your ginger tea, and smooth sailing on La Vagabonde. That concludes everything I have for you today. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something valuable and applicable to your individual health improvement journey. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to show us some real support, subscribe. We love hearing from you guys, so please comment below with your thoughts and questions on the material covered in this video. And let us know what health topics you want to learn more about. Until next time, guys, aloha.
Hi everybody, Russell here. I was just getting ready to shoot another video. I figured I'd come in and talk in front of the camera for a second. But isn't this a beautiful place? We're out here on the road to Hana in Maui. Beautiful ginger. There's yellow ginger here, white ginger over here up on the hillside. The smell in the air is just incredible. So if you ever get a chance to come to Maui, definitely get in a drive on the road to Hana. Oh, and the next video happens to be on AGEs. A-G-E. A-G-E what? Oh, yeah, the next video is on AGE. Advanced glycation end products. Whatever that means, we'll find out next time on Out of the Doldrums. Oh, and by the way, some of you might be wondering what Out of the Doldrums means and why we named our channel Out of the Doldrums. Well, we're going to do a video on it here sometime coming up soon, so stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, if you want to Google the Doldrums. It's a band near the equator that wind currents and patterns tend to converge, and a lot of times you get no wind. So when you have no wind in your sails and you're a sailor, well, you're not going anywhere. You're stuck. You are just at the mercy of the sea. You have no direction, you're bobbing around. But when you get wind in your sails and you're out of the doldrums, you have wind at your back, wind in your sails, and you have a clear direction forward. Well, that's what out of the doldrums is. We're out of the doldrums. We have wind in our sails, wind at our back, and we have a clear direction moving forward. Namaste, y'all.